and welcome back to my channel. My name is Holly. This is She Reads. Today we are going to be doing the try a chapter tag. So I have quite a few books on my shelf that I'm not sure if I'm even going to be interested in reading anymore. I have a huge TBR. It is absolutely insane. And I need to cut down as much as I can because I keep getting new books. And I'm not reading them, so I need to figure out which ones I'm actually going to read and which ones are just taking up valuable shelf space. So I did this. I also did another one of these tags a couple of weeks ago, or a couple months ago, maybe it was. And I got a good reception from it. So I'm going to go ahead. I'll tag it up here if you want to watch another one of these. And I'll also tag my latest book unhaul as well. So you guys have lots of stuff to watch. Please go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you have not yet subscribed. I would really, really appreciate it. And let's just get right on into the try a chapter tag. All right, you guys, so I have 5 books here today that we are going to be going through. And yeah, basically what I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to be taking each book. I'm going to read the first chapter, and then I'm going to decide after that whether I think I would like to continue on reading the book, or I want to just say, nah, not for me, not interested in it anymore, and put it in the unhaul pile. So the first book that we're going to talk about today is called The Other Daughter by Lisa Gardner. Evil never dies, it just becomes part of the family. So let's go through the synopsis. It says, a 9-year-old girl is abandoned unconscious in a hospital ER. When she comes around, she remembers nothing about herself or her past. One of the doctors on duty that night is Dr. Stokes, whose own 4-year-old daughter had been tragically murdered. The doctor and his wife decide to adopt the abandoned girl, and for 20 years, Melanie considers herself very lucky. Lucky, that is, until a has-been reporter starts investigating Melanie's true parentage, and an FBI agent becomes involved in the tangled mystery of her past. And when threatening notes start arriving, accompanied by chilling gifts, Melanie begins to fear that the family she loves the most may be the very people she should trust the least. Now, this one sounds really good to me, except the only part that I'm not sure about is the FBI thing. As a lot of you may or may not know, I don't like cop books. I don't like books written from cops' perspectives. I don't like investigative books like that. It's not my thing. I don't like cop lingo. It's just not my favorite thing to read. So it sounds good up until the cop starts investigating. But we'll see. I'm going to give the first chapter a try. So I read the first chapter of The Other Daughter, and yes, I will be keeping it. It seems really freaky and really scary, and it's definitely going to be a good thriller, I think. So I'm for sure going to be keeping this one on my TBR, and I'll probably be getting into it soon because it definitely gave me the creeps. So the next book that we're going to try is The Cruelest Month by Louise Penny. And this one says, a vast abandoned house, a chilling seance, a sudden death. To Chief Inspector Armand Gamache, it's the stuff of an old novel, but when he discovers the victim was murdered, a sinister shadow falls over the town of Three Pines, and an old secret buried deeper than the dead returns once more to haunt the living. So once again, this one sounds like a really, really good book, but once again, it's the cop thing. I'm so back and forth on cop stories, so I'm going to try the first chapter of it. All right, you guys. So I just finished The Cruelest Month, and I still wasn't sure after the first chapter. I was I was really 50-50 on it. So I decided to continue on into the second chapter, and I just kind of skimmed the second chapter. And I think from the second chapter, I'm going to keep it. I'm still not 100% sure on it. It might be one of those that when I actually start reading it, I end up DNFing it, but I think for now, the second chapter has me a little bit hooked, so we're going to go ahead and keep it. What if I don't give any books away, you guys? This tag seems like a great idea. Not if I keep all the books. So the next book is going to be The Deadlands by Benjamin Percy. And this one, the synopsis says, 150 years ago, when the world began to fall apart, when the flu mutated and millions began to die, downtown St. Louis was fortified. There was no time for committees, for debate, for a show of hands. There was no time to collect toothbrushes, rifles, photo albums, to call upon family members to join those inside. The few had to make the immediate decision to live or die. The flu was airborne, and it was coming. So a wall was built and has remained ever since. St. Louis, now called the Sanctuary, is a shielded community that owes its survival to the militant defense and fear-mongering leaders. Then a rider comes from the wasteland beyond its walls. She reports on the outside world. West of the Cascades, rain falls, crops grow, civilization thrives. But there is danger, too. The rising power of an army that pillages and enslaves every community they happen upon. Against the wishes of the Sanctuary, a small group sets out in a secrecy on an epic quest across America's blasted heartland, determined to secure a better life. Led by Lewis Merriweather and Mina Clark, they hope to expand their infant nation and reunite the states, but the Sanctuary will not allow them to escape without a fight. This one just doesn't even sound interesting to me at all. I think I got this in a My Thrill Club box, and yeah, it does not sound interesting. I'm not really one for like post-apocalyptic worlds. We'll see. I really surprised myself with this one, but I'm keeping this. This first chapter has me hooked. It was so good. I'm hoping that it's going to carry on like this, because the first chapter is like a preface, kind of. It's a prologue. And so it happens, and then now going into the first chapter, I think the prologue is something that happened before, and then now the first chapter is going to be about different people. So I hope that it's as good, but that first chapter really, really, really was good. So I hope the rest follow suit. Okay, so the next book is called The Ghosts of the Mary Celeste by Valerie Martin. And let's see here. Oh, there's not much for a synopsis. All it says is, a ghost ship appears in the mist. To the struggling writer Arthur Conan Doyle, it's an inspiration. To Violet Petra, the gifted American psychic, it's a nightmare. To the death-obsessed Victorian public, it's a fascinating distraction. That doesn't give me much to go on at all, so let's go read the first chapter. You guys, I thought this was the one. I was like, if there's going to be one out of these 5 that's going to be going, it's going to be this one. No, I'm keeping it, because apparently I just have so much free time to read a million bajillion books and never get rid of any of them. I think the problem that I'm having, like with most of these, I think there's only been one so far. Like, they're all starting out with a chapter that's not the rest of the book. Does that make sense? Like, it starts out with a chapter of something that happened like years and years and years ago that's really, really exciting and just grabs you by the throat and just like takes you on a wild ride. And then the next chapter starts out like today and is like more calm. Does that make sense? So maybe I should be reading 2 chapters of these books to make my decision. But as of right now, with the first chapter, I'm going to say yes. I'm going to keep it. And once again, like same as the last one, maybe once I get into it, maybe it'll end up being a DNF. I'm not sure. But so far after the first chapter, I'm going to be keeping Ghost of the Mary Celeste. Who would have thought? Not me. Okay, you guys, and the last book that we're going to be reading is Heather Graham's Deadly Gift. And this one says, Care is spending this Christmas among strangers. Brought to Newport, Rhode Island from her native Ireland to nurse ailing millionaire Sean O'Reilly, she's living a life few can imagine. But money can't hide the tension between O'Reilly's trophy wife, his paranoid daughter, the eccentric aunt in the attic, and the staff members who run the house. When O'Reilly's business partner goes missing, family friend Zach Flynn arrives. Determined to help him solve the case, Care becomes a mesh and a mystery that weaves together the sins of the past with one family's destiny and a spirit that watches the mansion possessing a deadly gift. Let's try chapter. You guys are not even gonna believe this, but once again, it was another book that had a prologue. I hardly ever get books like that, and then all of a sudden, I think 4 of them had it today. I don't know, but once again, the prologue was good. Oh, man. I'm seriously keeping all of these books. I'm keeping all these books. I was supposed to give away at least one. No, I'm keeping them all. Well, you guys, that was the unexpected ending of this challenge. So I tried a chapter of all 5 books and I decided to keep them all. So most of them, I'm thinking maybe once I read into a little bit further, they'll end up being a DNF. But as of right now, they're staying on my shelves. So let me know in the comments down below if you'd like me to do this again. I still have many, many, many more books that I could do this with. So let me know in the comments down below if that's something that you're interested in. And come back and see me here every Wednesday for a new video. Hit that subscribe button on your way out. And I hope you're having an awesome day. I will see you in my next video. Bye.